All right. It's time for another episode of the Florencio files, and oh my, is this Florencio's account or this one? I think I chose a non. Which one of these accounts is him? I don't even know. Down here in the bottom left, I imagine it's this guy, Salt Miner. It's got to be right. In the red, it is Salt Miner. Up here in the top right, in the blue, I don't know who Marcel Davis is. It sounds like a famous person. If anyone knows, let me know in chat. The Protoss player, it is Marcel Davis. It rings a vague bell. It's a famous person. Flo is in chat. He just by says, "Yeah, I'm Salt Miner." Of course you are. How you doing, dude? My man. So yeah, we missed Smooth Brain Saturdays last week, but it doesn't matter. We're doing it today, and we're going to do it on the normal day next week, I believe, as well, which means back to non-stop flow files. At least 3 episodes a week is what we're aiming for, and it's going to be sick. So Marcel comes in, and he's actually being a bit of a cheeky dickhead here. Uh-oh, Flo has to pull 2 SCVs, do beat 1 probe. For those who don't know, there's a lot of videos out there if you go on the Terran intranet. That's right, they don't use the internet, they use the intranet. It's 1998, you've got to have an intranet for your company. You guys remember that? You guys remember the intranet? Oh, it's a network, and it's within the company, it's your intranet, and it's just this word that, like, people like to oversay for some reason. People always like to talk about the intranet back in the day. Well, anyway, if you go on the intranet, let's just say there's a lot of videos of single probes with multiple SCVs, and there's, you know, drills and exhausts getting drilled and all sorts of things. It's a bit disturbing if you're not into that sort of thing. This is indeed a proxy barracks that has gone unscouted. Marcel Davis. Ooh, okay, things are gonna get interesting. I did have a friend who went to the military university here in Australia, the Australian Defence Academy or whatever it's called, the ADF. And yeah, he was telling me about the server they had with like their porn stash, and it was like, he's like, oh yeah, there's like this one, these real nerdy guys set up a few years ago. It has 7 terabytes of every type of adult content you'd ever want. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it's like, you know, it's there on the network. It's like, yeah, you don't have to download it, because I guess this was back in the day when internet speeds were still very slow. So, you know, community service. It was the community service was, we're gonna download it slowly, painstakingly. We're gonna like fucking LimeWire that shit or something, and then put it up on the server so nobody else has to wait for their bad Australian internet to download it. You know, what a bunch of good Samaritans. A couple of good people. You know who's not a good person? Florencio. Florencio's a salt miner, and he's up front about it. He's like, hey, my name's Salt Miner, and I'm like, yep. That sounds about right. Finally, an accurate descriptor of his name. These Reapers and Marines here, bunkers in the natural. He's being an absolute dickbag, but look at that. Ooh, he's building a net of shield batteries, a bit of a safety zone here. And that single Stalker is doing okay. How is it 3.5 minutes and the second Stalker only just popped out? He's been so focused on the shield batteries and stuff. No! Marcel! What are you doing, buddy? Oh no! Marcel loses a Stalker there, and I don't know if you've already lost a Stalker and 2 more only now start up. Marcel may be fudged. That being said, wait. Florencio has not dropped a mule yet. He did remember to make an orbital and a command center, but he's not building SCVs or dropping mules. Oh, and battery overcharge! Look at how much it heals! Oh my god, I always forget that like battery overcharge is so sick for saving Nexus that are being sniped, but that Stalker goes down, and this buys time, but how are you gonna break it? There's too many Marines and Reapers in here. Even without any SCVs left to repair, you're out of juice on your batteries. Marcel, you can't just stand there and tank it, buddy. Ah, that bunker is burning. And, you know, some people say, how can you sleep while the bunker's burning? But Terrans say, well, we don't give a shit about our soldiers, and if they burn in their sleep, we don't care, because we're literally an evil Terran Dominion. And that's when you, oh, okay, I guess that does make sense. They don't actually give a shit. As long as they manage to kill some opponents and take them down with them. 4 Stalkers here, want to get revenge. Ah, there we go. Marcel actually channeling his inner Neeb. He's actually doing the try-hard micro, while Florencio here is floating like a mother trucker behind us. He has so much money, is still not really producing much. Okay, he's going to come forward. There is not much juice. There's one shield battery on the high ground. But you know what? Flo's going to try and take some of these down. Ooh, I don't know if this is going to work out. Can he grab at least 1 or 2 stalkers? Flo, he gets 1. Just out of shield battery range there. Marcel, he's going to lose a second stalker, but the third one should be just fine. That stalker runs off to the corner, finally cleans it up. This one Marine here, Billy Bob, just got recruited. They're like, yeah, do you want to see the world? Join the army, they said. And he's like, cool. Pops out of the barracks. Particle Disruptor? Yes, I remember the name. Particle Disruptor literally just cleaves his head in 2, like on like a bit of a slant, you know, like a bit of a slant, just kind of slide on it, just top of his head kind of slides off after that laser slides through. And you go, yeah, don't sign up for that, military. That's a shit job, mate. Speaking of shit jobs, wait, what is this follow-up? Florencio kills the natural, does a huge amount of damage. Oh, he lands his barracks to block a new expand. That's cool, but there's already a third up there. He's trying to get up a planetary with, as always, the slowest direction of all time. The Stalkers are going to do a lot of damage to it, but you know what? I think it will actually finish. There's 2 Marines, a bunker on the high ground. He's going for a second factory. Flo. Oh, he does not want to lose that planetary, man. Get on, Drilly boys, activate. Okay, they are going to repair the planetary, and it looks like he's safe, but uh-oh, there's a prism there. He still does not have a lot of mobile units. He's got 1 more tank about to pop out, though. I think he'll be okay. Stalker's not the best unit against siege tanks. Yeah, they do a bit of bonus damage there, but that siege tank anchoring the position. And this one going to siege up as well. Marcel looks a little bit horny right now, trying to get in here and do some damage, but good SCV pull back. This tank here is doing some good damage. Oh, the Zealot is pulling the tank splash into the SCVs. Ow! Ow! Well, that siege tank doing a lot of friendly fire. Thankfully, the SCVs were all drilling each other. Nothing like a good bit of a drill session with you and the boys. You're hanging out, you know. Some people say, oh, no, I'm not into that. But if you put your SCVs on auto repair, I mean, they are all just willing to drill each other up pretty much the entire time. And it gives them a lot of survivability. It's that camaraderie where you're happy to kind of, you know, patch each other's holes up and, you know, plug any gaps in the armor, as they call it. So it does help out with that survival rate. You know, you're watching each other's back, literally and figuratively touching each other's backs a little bit as well, but that's all cool. Salt Miner, aka Florencio over here, what's he going to go for next? He's got to rebuild his barracks. He's got 2-fact tank, which is definitely going to keep him alive, but without any sneaky corner bases and with possibly the most inconsistent SCV production any Terran in the world has, he is down 15 workers. Now, thankfully for him, the Protoss is what we're doing, try-hard Virgin Micro, and that's where you try to do combat drops in range of 2 siege tanks, achieved almost nothing, but he got to feel like he was parting for a moment there. So that was the big kind of impetus, the big reason for doing it. He's like, oh, picking up units, they take damage. It's like, well, you're not actually doing any damage here. It's like, it's one of those things, right? It's like when you play an esport, but you've watched some pros play and you try to do what they do, but you have no understanding of the context of when you should be doing it. So you just like, you know, what's the classic one with StarCraft, right? You're like, you fucking got an observer going across the map, and you go, and then you're like jumping between your bases with your camera locations, like 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, and you're like, wait, what are we doing right now? And they're like, I saw a pro gamer do it, I think it's good. And I'm like, what are any of these actions achieving? They're like, I gotta warm up the hands, man. I'm like, I don't know if that's a thing, man. I think there's more important things you could be focusing on right now. Blink Stalkers and Disruptors coming out, though. So these are all super advanced units. So, I mean, we're either gonna find out that Marcel actually is sick and really knows how to use these units exceptionally well, or is once again gonna try and do some hardcore pro gamer shit and is just gonna fucking literally trip over on his own pants and fall over in a puddle of piss. So I'm curious to see how it goes. Mass Tank is very good at shooting down disruptors from afar. If you perfectly inch your disruptor in, you can throw a disruptor shot from just outside of tank range and barely clip a siege tank. You almost never pull it off in the heat of an actual game. If I remember correctly, you need to come at them from straight up, down. So if the tank's here, straight above, straight to the right, or diagonal. I don't think you can come in between those angles, or you just can't quite find the right distance. I could be misremembering, though. I'd need to go back and actually double check it. Uh-oh. Couple of balls come down. Ooh, clips 2 of the tanks. Not bad. That's not bad at all. So that's very try-hard, though. You can see dropping them on the units rather than just walking up and throwing them. Super fucking try-hard from Marcel. Ooh, he's got one more ball coming forward here. Oh, nice foraging ball. Unable to find the juicy berry. What the fuck are you doing, mate? Easy there. Easy there. Okay, yeah. He's getting way too fancy, guys. Look at this. I'm like, wait. Why aren't you warping in units? He's only got 3 gateways. He's gone double forge, 3 base disruptor drop, all this fancy shit. He's only on 3 gates. He's going to drop his balls in the middle. And he indeed does literally drop the ball. That disruptor shot, I think it may have clipped 1 siege tank. Oh my god, he tries to warp his zealots on the tanks. This is such a shit push. But he still kills most of the Protoss army. This is such a silly fight. That was like, was that 9 siege tanks and 3 marines? GG! It's the shittest hold I've ever seen. You fucking Gronk. Oh my god. Oh, I love people that are cocky. They're like, yeah, get fucked. I held your push. Florencio's like, oh no, GG, I've lost. You held on. I'm definitely not going to go battle cruisers or banshees behind that. Meanwhile, the Protoss player, let's see. He's like, okay, I'm a big fan of parting. I think I also have 500 APM and the best micro in the world. What are we going to do? 4th base. He's got a decent economy, I guess. Let's check the control groups. So we've got 3 Nexi on control groups and 1 Robo. Nothing else control group. That's how you know he's a real pro gamer. And it's just sitting at 55 workers, which is, it's a good economy against the 2 base player. It's not the gigantic lead that you might be looking for. It does see the 4th base going down, does flow, and that's going to put a bit of worry into him. He's going Magfield Cyclones, Fusion Core, 3rd Command Center. This is such a slow build-up. It's always impressive at this point, where it's like Protoss is going to have maybe a 60 supply lead at some point. Disruptor picks off a Widowmine and then recalls. Okay. There's an Observer on Pervy mode. What is my purpose? Your purpose is to perv. Can you fucking imagine it? You know, it's like the Rick and Morty scene where he makes a little robot to pass the butter. But instead, it's like, no, your job is to watch from the shadows. And it's like, oh, is the Terran consenting? Like, nope. You're like, oh, are you saying I'm like a spy cam? And you're like, yes, that's what you've been designed to do. And you're like, oh, this is this ethical? Like, well, yeah, I mean, not really, but you know, who cares a fuck about ethics? It's war, mate. It's war. And he's like, so do I call in airstrikes or something? Like, no, you just fucking, when you find a really good position where you can watch a lot, we want you to kind of just start to throb a little bit. We want you to set up in this mode where you just kind of gently throb. And he's like, what? They're like, why? They're like, oh, well, you know, it's kind of seedy and gross. So we'd like you to do that. Flow! Oh my god. What is this? This is still a very scary army. There is like a few tanks layered all the way back into the main. The Cyclones are going to try and run back behind the planet. Oh my god, don't attack the planetary, you fucking Gronk. What is going on? Half the army is standing there. The Zealots go in. What is there a harassment going on? There isn't. There's a planetary over here, which he could have just killed, and he probably still could kill, but he's now building 1 carrier and 2 immortals. He's making air upgrades. Keep your eyes on that. Florencio almost never upgrades his battle cruisers. If we do get 3/3 carriers, they will wreck BCs. Even though BCs are normally the better unit with Yamato. Is this a Nexus sniping squad? I think it is, guys. This here is the fuck squad. 4x8, 3,200 damage from these lock-ons over 14 seconds. Marcel's like, oh, fuck off, mate. Warps in 1 zealot. Tries to overcharge. Oh, even overcharge micro. Not going to be enough there. Zealots will take that one out. Meanwhile, what is happening? Marcel is coming into the planetary, but a lot of repair boys going to do a really nice job. The Archons need to focus on those SCVs. The Zealots are charging around. Ooh, big disruptor shots going down. Nice damage actually here for Marcel. Honestly, I would keep fighting just to shift click those SCVs, but somehow letting this 3rd go up is Marcel, and I can't understand that. There's not even a tank on the high ground, but Flo's going to start to shift his siege tanks over and try and cover that area. Behind this, Marcel has still not moved workers to the 4th. Has only now started to rebuild this this second, or I should say third base on the natural. Marcel is still up 50 supply, is looking to find damage with the balls, but the BCs are going to show themselves. Right now there is 3 Stalkers and 2 Archons and 1 carrier that shoots up. There's 7 gateways that could make some 2-1 Stalkers. That plus the Archons, the other Stalkers, you could maybe do this, but you got to get your probes out of there, and you got to fight with the shield batteries. Is going to try and recall some of those units. So they're going to recall their still Stalkers have not walked in. He's queuing up extra carriers right now. Oh my god. Florencio's first battlecruiser run by is massacring the worker line, guys. That is up to 25 workers killed in this game. Yamatos go down on the carrier. Takes 3 Yamatos to kill it since it was getting shield battery healed there. And the army, what are you doing? Oh my god, this is so funny. The battlecruisers are just going to fly over, take out 1 Archon, take out another Archon. The Stalkers coming in. They will maybe get 1 BC. That carrier takes a Yamato to the head, but continues to fight. 1 battlecruiser falls, but oh my god, so many workers killed. Those BCs need to just get out of dodge. Behind that, as more BCs pop out, if these units all get pulled out of position, you could even dive in again with another teleport. Or actually, knowing Flo, he'll bait him out of position, and then he'll just teleport right past him. Yeah, of course he does. He's a fucking psychopath. He's like, I'm back in your main base. This is the most infuriating thing to face as a Protoss. You're like, are you serious? Can you fucking not? This BC flies over here. Those BCs fly up there. And he's just looking for any probe damage that he can find. And you know what? There's not enough minerals to replace it. The Protoss is completely broke. He's spending all of his money on interceptors right now. These BCs flying around these bases. Interceptor's going to start to try and engage that, but with only +1, the 3 armor of the battle cruisers on base, more than enough. And in fact, he could actually kill that carrier. Goodbye, carrier. Oh my god. Another BC teleports in. What the hell? Sorry, what was that, Marcel? What was it you typed before in the chat? Was it GG, was it? So offensive GG into losing your entire economy to battle cruisers. It's got to hurt a little bit, doesn't it? Marcel's trying to build 2 probes at a time. Is going to try to come forward and fight this. 1 BC falls. The carrier does go down. A few Stalkers going down, but if he can get 2 BCs, might even get a 3rd one here. Oh, that's a big kill. Unfortunately for him, his economy is already down at 25 workers, and now, oh my god, doesn't have Blue Flame, doesn't need it. That's 6 Hellions, dude. They're gonna roast the crap out of these workers. Another BC teleports in above that base, has already taken out 1 probe, and look at that, the Hellions just shuffling into the back line and picking off so many of these workers, down to 14 workers. The economy is absolutely busted to shit. These Hellions driving around, there's barely any probes to even find at this point. And the battlecruiser is going to continue to be absolute dickheads. Flo finally mining the gases on that 3rd, or at least starting to take those gases on the 3rd. This battlecruiser says, oh, look, even more probes. Does that kill you? Yeah, goodbye, Warp Prism. Gets a probe as well. Can he get back to the main? Oh, that would be so irritating. Oh, to the right, to the right, to the right. Oh, good job. Flo, they're going to hide the battlecruiser. More Hellions drive in. He's like, wait, there's actually no... Oh, there's no economy. Oh, poor Marcel. Poor Marcel, you know? Just a friendly guy where he knew that usually if you go for a 2-base push against a 3-base Protoss, it gets completely wiped out. He knows that usually the game is over for the Terran. So he wanted to save Florencio a bit of time. He said, good game, just so you know it's over and you should leave now. And that's just a friendly way of trying to save Flo a bit of time. Yet, despite being such a nice guy, Florencio does the cheapest trick in the book. He makes battle cruisers and goes for the economy. He doesn't even fight him head on like a warrior. I mean, that's just a testament to how much of a coward Florencio is. You know, Marcel here, he's even trying to fight planetaries head on. He's done it multiple times this game because he's actually a brave warrior. He's got true chadsmanship. So there's sportsmanship. It's a bit different. To chadsmanship is a bit more about asserting dominance no matter what the situation is. You know, it's about just showing that you're more awesome and betterer at everything than your opponent. So, you know, he's going to show that by now trying to fight battle cruisers with units that don't shoot up. He's got 1 Archon. That's the only thing. Do High Templars shoot air? I don't think they do. They do not. Oh, Archon actually kills the BC, funnily enough. Unfortunately for Marcel, I believe he's fucking dead. There's 3 probes. Where are they? 1, 2, and 3. There's 2 probes. There's 1 probe. The last probe says, let's go past the Hellions. Seems like a good idea. Not sure if that's going to work out. Pushes up there. Does take out 1 siege tank, but loses his whole army. The dregs of a sad, dead Protoss. He's so absolutely effed at this point. But, you know, he can't really come to terms with it. He's like, oh, maybe if I do a counterattack with my 1 High Templar, 2 Immortal Disruptor Archon Zealot army, I can still make him lose the game, maybe? Meanwhile, Florencio's one hand has already pulled out his beanbag, his personal beanbag, if you know what I'm talking about. And he's slapping it down on the keyboard. That's actually how he's microing these Hellions and BCs at this point. Because he wanted to free up his hands so he could, you know, eat some chips. He's sipping his beer, and he's actually just playing with his undercarriage at this point, as you can see. So Marcel Davis not only going to lose after offensive GG, also going to lose to a man who is microing with his sack. Well done there by Florencio. You know, a sewer mermaid known for really making its victims endure as much pain as possible. We're going to fight into the planetary again. 3 BCs come down and say, lol, 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 lol. What's that? Did he say GG twice in this game? I also like it. Flo didn't even egg him on. He's just like, GG. Sure, buddy. Marcel there ends up getting burnt down. A grand total of 82 probes died in this game. And that's going to be that. GG, well played. Florencio mining salt slowly, little bit by bit from his opponents. GG, well played, mate. Guys, don't forget to support the Patreon. The link is down below in the description. If you've been enjoying a lot of the content on the channel, it makes a huge difference and allows me to keep doing what I'm doing. Those people who are just basically saying, you know what, we do block your ads, or we don't get the YouTube premium, or red. Is it called red or premium these days? Whichever one of those. But a bunch of you have hopped on and supported the Patreon, even for just $1 a month, makes a big difference. Thank you, everybody who's done that. Appreciate it. See you in the next video. We've got some more episodes coming every week. Good night.